What's up guys, my name is Natalie and welcome to my Nook of Novels. Today I'm going to be spinning my wheel and choosing my May TBR. Now if you guys are new here, basically all that I do is spin this wheel and every prompt that it lands on I will choose a book to fulfill that prompt to read in May. So for the month of May I'm going to be spinning it 4 times and choosing hopefully 4 books, but if I land on the same space twice in a row then I will add a book. Or if I get the prompt, add a book or add 2 books, anything like that, then obviously I will have more books. When I'm filming this, it is still April, and I don't know if I will complete my TBR for April or not, so I will go ahead and pick out a punishment book, and if I do end up completing my April TBR, then I will just disregard this and put it back in here, but if not, then I will have to read whatever I pick out of here. Okay, so the book that I might have to read in May is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. Spinning Silver. So that is a book that I've heard a lot of good things about from people, but I'm skeptical because it doesn't really sound like something that I would like. So we are going to get that from my library and see if I like it as much as everybody else seems to, if I don't complete the TBR in April. So without further ado, let's get into the first spin for May. Okay, biggest book. Okay, so I will put a screenshot right here, but I can kind of cheat this prompt a little bit. When I just went to my Goodreads and sorted by page count, the 3 biggest books, according to my Goodreads, that are on my TBR are, I think Les Miserables is how you say this, by Victor Hugo, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke, and Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray. Now, the reason that I can kind of cheat this is because The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon is technically in my currently reading on Goodreads because I have started it. I'm about a third of the way in, but I haven't actually really had the chance to continue with it. So I kind of put it down tentatively for a bit, but if I put it back into my TBR, then it is the second biggest book on my TBR. So I think what I'm gonna do is pick this one, even though I've already started it, because the chances of me actually getting to any of those are not very likely, especially considering May is gonna be kind of a busy month for me. So it'll just make my life a lot easier if I put this one on there, and I'm really enjoying it, so I will be least likely to put myself in a reading slump with this book. So it's kind of cheating, but I'm gonna go with The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. The new prompt that I'm going to replace biggest book with is this one, YA. Spin number 2. So it landed on YA, which means I have to add another spin because it landed on the same prompt twice in a row. So one of the main books that have really been catching my eye recently is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. And I looked it up and I can't find if this one is YA or adults. Something said that it has some adult themes, but it is suitable for young adult readers, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to pick this one for that just because I don't actually know if it fits the prompt or not. And another one that I wanted to choose was Pretend She's Here by Luann Rice, because this is the author of The Secret Language of Sisters and The Beautiful Lost, which I really enjoyed both of those. But again, I looked it up and it said that this one is middle grade, so I can't choose this one either. But a book that I really want to read that is YA is The Sacrifice by Charlie Higson. This is the 4th book in the Enemy series, which I have been really enjoying, and it follows these children who are basically escaping from these zombie people, but they're not really zombies. Basically, all of the adults in this world have become diseased and either die or turn into these creatures that are trying to eat the children, basically. And there's some kind of dark stuff happening, very chaotic. All the children are extremely terrified and just trying to survive, and it's so much fun to read, and I'm super excited to continue with the series. So I will switch out YA for this one. Animal on the cover. Spin number 3. You've got to be kidding me. It literally never does that. I spin this all the time after I finish books just for fun. I'll spin the wheel just to see what it lands on. And it literally doesn't land on the same thing over and over, I swear. It's being so mean to me right now. Okay, animal on the cover. So I have a couple options that I could choose for this one. So the first one is The Fallen by Charlie Higson. If you look super closely, there are some birds in the background, and that counts because those are animals and they're on the cover. This is the 5th book in the anime series, and I'm really trying to prioritize getting through the series this year, so that is an option that I could choose. The other thing that I could go with is Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, because again, if you look closely, there's a dragon in the bottom corner, and again, that's an animal that is on the cover. This is the 2nd book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I read the 1st book back in December and really enjoyed it, and I need to continue with the series already before I completely forget everything that happens and have to reread it. And if I end up reading that for the photo cover prompt for April, then I could always pick up Titan's Curse, which is the 3rd book, and it also has an animal on the cover. So I think I am going to choose The Sea of Monsters for this prompt. I'm going to switch out animal on the cover for Try a Chapter. So if that comes up, then I will choose 3 or 4 different books and read the first chapter of them, or the first couple pages if they have really long chapters maybe, and decide what I read based on the first little bit of it. Spin number 4. I finally landed on a different prompt. That is exciting. So a fantasy book. For this one, I'm going to go with A Castle in the Air by Diana Wynne-Jones. This is the sequel to Howl's Moving Castle, which I also read back in December and really enjoyed. So again, I need to continue with this trilogy before I forget everything that happens and have to go back and reread the first book to know what's going on. And Howl's Moving Castle follows a girl who has heard a lot of bad things about this evil wizard dude, and then she stumbles upon his moving castle, and yeah, so I'm gonna switch out the prompt for this one, which is a book with pictures. Spin number 5. Okay, so it landed on Try a Chapter. I don't know why it really loves that space this month. It might be broken or something. Try a Chapter. So I have chosen 4 books for this prompt. The first one is Prey by Michael Crichton. My dad got this for me a while ago, and I still haven't had the chance to read it yet, so I would really like to get to this one. The next one is Schooled by Gordon Corman. I have had this one for quite a while, I think, and I just haven't gotten around to picking it up, but I've read some of Gordon Corman's other books, and I really enjoyed them. And these next 2 I've already mentioned, and the first one is Pretend She's Here by Luann Rice. Like I said, I really enjoyed her other 2 books, and I'm excited to see if I enjoyed this one as well. And Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. This one has just been catching my eye a lot recently, and I'm really excited to see if it lives up to the hype and if I enjoy it as much as I think that I will. We're going to switch out Try a Chapter for this prompt, which is Random Backwards Throw. So if that one comes up, I will lay a bunch of books out on the floor, wad up a piece of paper, and throw it behind me, and whichever book that it lands on, I will read. Spin number 6. Let me remind you that this video, I was only supposed to be doing 4 spins. Books in a row. So how that prompt would usually work, I would just pick a spot on my shelf, and the rest of the books counting from there will be on my TBR. So if I have 4 books left, then the next 4 books in a row would be on my TBR. But in this case, I only have 1 left, so that basically just means any book on my TBR. So for the sake of getting through my 6-book TBR, with one of them being one of the biggest books that I own, I'm choosing a Magic Treehouse book for this, which is Good Morning Gorillas by Mary Pope Osborne. I've been rereading this series for a bit now, and they're really fun. There's so much nostalgia associated with these books, and I just love them. So yeah, adding this one to the TBR. And I will switch out this prompt for question mark. So basically when that comes up, I will not know what the prompt is. I will just randomly pick one out of here, and I have to choose a book for that prompt right then. So this was a rather interesting round of my TBR game. I am not a huge fan of the fact that it decided to land on that space 12 freaking times, but that's okay. I'm super happy though with the things that I was able to fit on this TBR because I was able to continue with some series and also get some books that I've been super excited for onto the TBR. So that's fun. I have these 4 books plus A Castle in the Air that I am for sure going to be trying to read. And then one of these books, depending on the first few pages of it, which one I like the most. So that is all for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see the other videos that I post on Mondays. My Bookstagram and Goodreads will be linked down below for you guys if you'd like to check out either of those. Comment down below what you're planning on reading in May. And also, if you would like to see a video for the Try a Chapter thing, or if you guys just want me to tell you in my May wrap-up which one that I chose, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!